Um, right here. Boom. Not JPEG. Um, I honestly picked the Niners and the Ravens, and I picked the Niners. A homer pick, straight up. I think the Ravens could beat that game, but that's who my pick honestly was in that spot. Um, we'll go over to Sunday 105 on Fox. We got the Niners playing the Seahawks, and I was ready just a few weeks ago to run through a wall for this team. I'm not going to say the Niners were going to go 17-0 and take it to the house, but I really thought the Niners brought back what they needed to bring back, and they paid the people need to get paid. You take Brock Purdy from a $1 million a year quarterback and you make him a $55 million a year quarterback, you are going to lose some things along the way. But throughout the 3 preseason games, I love Robert Saleh. I think he's pretty much the biggest thing that we did in the offseason, besides for bringing Mac Jones. Mac Jones was pretty much our lone free agent signing. We lost a lot of heart on this team. Greenlaw and Hufanga going to the Broncos. Ward, our quarterback, going to the Colts. Hargrove, who was supposed to be the fill-in when we traded away the guy to the Colts. Defensive line, I can't remember his name, but he was supposed to be the fill-in for that. Never really was that great, but you don't want to lose a guy. And then you also lost Floyd on the defensive line as well. The fact that this game is being played in Seattle, the Niners, we've won 4 of the last 5 games against Seattle. We lost the last one, but I don't know, man. This game is scary to me. The Seahawks are rebuilding. They brought in a new offensive coordinator, Kubiak. I don't know much about him. He's bounced around the league from here and there, kind of like moving up the ladder. His dad used to be an offensive coach for the 49ers in the early 90s. He ended up being the Texans head coach. I don't know really what time period that was, but they were good during that time. But they've put the team together: Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker, Jackson Smith, and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was honestly the steal of the offseason, I think, this year. I don't think people really, when it first happened, it didn't really make sense that the Rams didn't want to pay him. Now, that's the biggest question mark, is why the Rams didn't want to pay him. And they let him go. Was it just that Puka Nacua, like he had come on in the last 2 years, that people thought that they could move on and they didn't need to have both of those guys? If you got 2 wide receivers like that, you got to keep them. That's the God honest truth. But the Niners, I mean, we're starting 6 defensive rookies. 3 on the defensive line, a cornerback, and 2 safeties. Robert Saleh will get him ready as he can, but there's things that you learn in your first season. I just wonder if they're going to be able to overcome that. There's going to be some mistakes, but I'll tell you this: going into my question marks about the Niners is defensive rookies, number 1. And then we'll put who is going to catch the football. Who is your wide receivers? Niners were bringing in a guy, and then all of a sudden, Juan Jennings, his calf or his foot, I can't remember what it was, healed, and he was on the practice field for the first time. So I don't know if the Niners are going to sign Kendrick Bourne, but we already have Deebo Samuel got traded, of course, to the Washington Commanders. We've got Brandon Ayuk, who had an injury last year. He's going to be out until at least week 6. Juan Jennings, as of right now, it looks like he is going to play. And other than that, Ricky Purcell hopefully is going to have a breakthrough season right here. I mean, your rookie season, taking a shot in the chest before opening day, that's never good. But the guy showed heart. He came back and he played way before I would have. I think way before a lot of people would have. Number 3 would be Jake Moody, the kicker. This hurts. This sucks. I mean, you don't want to bury a guy that's that important to your team, but when he missed the field goal, the last one in the preseason. It was a groan. And then when he went out, I believe in the third quarter on a kickoff, and he just flat out kicked the ball out of bounds, giving the other team the ball on the 40-yard line. When he walked off the field, our special teams coach didn't even talk to him. Just walked right by him. Just see ya. That tells you everything that you're going to say. I honestly thought the guy was going to get cut that night, the next morning. They've come out and they've said the things that they need to say to try and move on. Just saying that he had, one hell of a season last year, but he's picked up the pieces and he's ready to kick. They're just not open to talking about the misses. He's missed extra points. He's missed field goals. The field goal to win the game for 59 yards against the Raiders is one hell of a feat for any kicker anywhere. But the fact that the guy has a lot of problem kicking from short yardage, that hurts. That sucks. I mean, anytime you feel like you got to run over and pat your kicker on the head because he made his extra point, that's not good. You need to have somebody like that's Mr. Automatic over there. Maybe the Niners had it right for so many years, signing, aged veterans that kind of maxed out their salary. And the Niners said, we don't mind paying so much for a guy that we know is going to be an automatic 3 or an automatic extra point when we need it. There was years when the Niners were bad. I felt that, our kicker was like our MVP of the team. Definitely led the team in scoring, it seemed like. But Niners are going to line up with Purdy, McCaffrey, Juan Jennings, Purcell, and Kittle on offense. That's hard to beat. I mean, McCaffrey, I hope not. But, the way I wonder about the receivers, like, are we going to run the ball 100 times a game? Are we going to run like the play action out of the backfield? Make sure we get the ball into his hands. I don't know. He was hurt last year. Hurt. And we don't really know how much better he is. It seemed like he practiced a lot. We didn't see him at all in the preseason. It's just a matter of, are we going to get the McCaffrey from 2 years ago? Are we going to get McCaffrey from last year? Or are we going to get a deteriorated version from the last 2 years? Seahawks are going to open up against the Niners. They're going to play the Steelers, and then they play the Saints. They're either going to be 1-2 or 2-1. That's the way that I see it. Niners, I ended up writing down their first 5 games. Niners are going to play the Seahawks, the Saints, the Cardinals, the Jags, and the Rams. Definitely, we're going to play the Seahawks game. I'm hoping that we're walking out 1-0. But I mean, like, I don't want to see any of these teams are pushovers, but I'll play the Saints, the Cardinals, and the Jags all day, every day, and feel good about what's going on. So it would be a week 5 that they would play against the Rams, that I think they have their next tough game. From here,